is Tonya and welcome to my YouTube channel, The Jamaican Boutique Girl. I am the owner and operator of Curvy Definition Plus and the Plus Size Wholesale Hub. I sell plus size clothing, right fit, plus size clothing. I have been doing that business, or this business, I've been doing Curvy Definition Plus for this year will be 3 years, so in August, 3 years. And I've been doing the wholesale hub now for maybe about 9 months. The reason I am starting this channel, or I am sharing on here, is because when I just started Curvy Definition Plus, there was so much I didn't know, and no matter how much I googled, no matter how much I YouTubed, there was nothing specifically done for Jamaican boutiques, or how to operate a boutique or start a boutique in Jamaica, let alone how to start a business the right way in Jamaica. No, I want to help to close some of the gaps. I want to help to pretty much share with you my experiences, some of the areas where I went wrong, some of the things that you can avoid, and to just share my experience so that you don't make the same mistakes I did or have the same issues that I did. All right, so let's get into it. Now, from the title, you can see that I said how I started my boutique selling Shein clothing. It's not a funny story, but it's a story worth telling. So typically, every year I would gift myself with like $100 to spend on clothing. No, that's $100 US. So that would be, at the time, it would have been about, I'd want to say $100 would be equivalent to about 12,000 Jamaican. That was in 2019, maybe about 12,000 something Jamaican dollars. So I would give that to myself every year to kind of refresh my boutique. No, I used to follow another YouTuber, and she used to buy stuff from Shein and review them on her YouTube page. So because of that, I decided to buy some stuff from Shein. No, when I did that, a lot of people used to come up to me and say, "Oh my God, I love this. This is so cute. Where did you get this from? This, that, and the third." So I'd always refer them to the places I got them. So I used to shop at Rainbow Shops, and I used to shop at Shein. No, after that, I kept telling them, but no one would go. So I remember one particular time I bought like 3 pieces of clothes that I really liked, but they were too big for me because there was a trick to shopping with Shein, and I used that trick, but it didn't work out this time around. They were too big. So one of my friends was like, "You didn't tell me that you were buying stuff. I would have just bought some stuff with you as well." I was like, "Okay, fine. I did buy some stuff that couldn't fit me. Do you want to try them, and probably you want to buy them back from me?" So she said, "Yeah, man." And she bought it back from me. Then she told someone else that she got it from me, and that person was like, "Oh, me here to sell clothes." I'm like, "No, me not sell clothes. I just had something that could fit her." So she said, "So you know nothing else?" I said, "I have one shirt that I bought that couldn't fit. So if you want it, I can sell it to you." And that's pretty much how it started. I started to do a lot of pre-orders. So I'd open up my WhatsApp and I would get a lot of pictures from Shein and just say, "Hey, if you like this, tell me and I'll get it for you." So like my WhatsApp, you know, the dashes for how much stories you have posted, mine was fully loaded, maybe about 50 odd at a time. And these were clothes that I didn't buy yet, I just had them there. And because I had them there, I just posted them and told people to buy them, and they would pre-order and I'd buy them. There were so many downfalls, and there were so many ways I could have done this better. So I'm gonna tell you all the juicy gore details as to how that led to a little bit of a disaster, and not so much of a disaster, but also kind of helped me on the right path. Stay tuned. So with pre-orders, so even though I had a technique for buying from Shein, because some of Shein stuff, to be honest, can be like paper, thin like paper, and there's no stretch, 100% polyester, and it wasn't the good kind polyester, it was the flimsy kind polyester. So it didn't work out. So some people would get me like, "Oh, me never know say so it like a look now, so me not like you again, me never want it." and you would have already purchased this item, so you either one, figure out to sell it to somebody else, or just call it a loss. I used to call a lot of things a loss because no one would buy them, because when you get them, they either don't fit, the quality is really poor, or the size was wrong. So even though I had a technique to buying it, the size sometimes didn't always work out. So this is my technique. My technique was, one, Shein's 1X is a size 14. 1X in other places fits up to 14 to 16. Shein fits a 12 to 14. And that wouldn't work if I'm saying I'm selling a 1X, and a 1X typically is a 14 to 16 or a 16 to 18. You understand? So it wouldn't fit a lot of people. So that was one thing. So I knew how to shop. So I would buy the Shein 2XL, 3XL, and 4XL. So that would be a 1X, 2X, 3X. So those would fit. Additionally, I would read, like I would scour the reviews, like when I read reviews on top of reviews, when I look on pictures on top of pictures, how the item fits somebody else. When you get it, did they say, oh, it looks like slip material, or it's not the good kind polyester, or something that wasn't right about the product, right? So I would ensure that I read all the reviews, and then I'd check what the type of material the item is made of. It said 95% polyester, 5% spandex. That's a go, that's a win, I'd buy it. If it was polyester, rayon, and spandex, that's a go, I'd buy it. But if it's 100% polyester, and then when I read the comments it says, oh, it feels like paper, then I wouldn't buy it. So I started out that way. So that was in, I'd want to say July. So I started doing that in July. It started to work out, but then there was another pitfall. People used to buy from me or take stuff from me and not pay for it for a very long time, or hold on to the money for a long time. So they give me part here and part there. So that was kind of like hustling, so and so on. If you call it that. It was kind of hustling, because they're like, girl, 2 pay period is supposed to take for pay for this, or 1 pay period. Like, why you they owe me for a month? It don't make no sense. And for that, my credit card bill was, oh god, man, I had to be using my personal pay to pay my credit card bill for the items that I would buy, and that never really worked out, because then all your money just go down the drain. Because as soon as you get the money, you have to pay the credit card bill. So that made certain that you were not making any profits, because in the business world, it takes a certain time, or if you don't get paid or pretty much get a return on your investment in a certain time frame, it doesn't really work out. So you have to try to get a return on your investment as soon as possible, a month in, or I'd want to say 3 weeks in, because then the time rolls around for you to pay back bills and all of that. And if you don't have the money to pay back all of those bills, then baby, you know, you're going to start running at a loss. So that's what used to happen to me. So I decided that, all right, fine, instead of showing the items and then having persons pre-order, I am going to buy a bunch of items and then bring them and sell them. So I went on to Shein and I searched for all the cute little items. That time I could only buy 1 of one thing, because I'm like, who the heck, how me go sell 3 or 4 of one thing, or 3 or 4 of one size of one thing? So I decided that I was gonna buy this stuff and send them to one of my in-laws' house and go and pack a barrel. That's exactly what I did. I booked a flight on Spirit. The flight cost me like $200 round trip. I went to the family member's house. All the stuff right there. I buy the barrel. I go all the way away Ireland. I go buy the barrel, throw it in the back of the trunk, come back at the house, put everything in there. Then I go a dollar store, go buy raiment, tissue, all so little whoop of fandangles for throw off on the top, so that they never, when customs would check it, they wouldn't see it. Do not do this. Don't follow me. Not do it. But that's what I did, and it worked, and I brought it here and I sold a lot of it. Some of it was a hit, some of it was a miss, but I sold a lot of it. Alright, so after all of that was done, I decided that there has to be an easier way. So then I found Rainbow Shops, and I did some of the stuff from Rainbow Shops, but just the same as Shein, you might get the thing, it doesn't look the way you thought it would look, doesn't feel the way you thought it would feel, and then you decide that, oh, you can't sell it for what you wanted to sell it for. So alright, girl, no nothing about AliExpress. So went over AliExpress and saw all the clothes that I wanted to sell at the price I wanted to sell it for. Like me see stuff like for $4 US, $3 US, this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something. So when stuff them come from AliExpress, I could have ball. I could have bought, because everything was either it's small, it couldn't fit the slimmest person you knew, or it paper thin, but nothing could fit a 1X, a 2X, or a 3X as it said on the AliExpress site. So I was like, oh my god, burn through my credit card again. So I'm like, no man, this is ridiculous. So failed at AliExpress, kind of succeeded with Shein, kind of succeeded with Rainbow Shops, but I felt that there had to be a better way, a cheaper way. So as my usual routine, check YouTube, check Google. So I YouTubed wholesale clothing and I Googled wholesale clothing. Lo and behold, I found a girl. Her name was Glamazante, but I used to watch Glamazante way back when she was makeup and hair, but she still does makeup and hair, but then she started a boutique, and then, you know, she did a tour of what is called the fashion district, which I'll mention later on in this video, which is the fashion district. And I was like, yo, I want to go there. And then she started talking about Santee Alley, and I was like, yeah, I want to go Santee Alley. I didn't know anything about the fashion district. I kept saying, oh, I want to go to Santee Alley, I want to go to Santee Alley, I want to go to Santee Alley. All right, fine. So one day I was at work and we were sitting around a table and a group of us were talking. We were talking about businesses and stuff, and I decided that, you know, I was saying them like, I saw where you can get clothes in Santee Alley for really cheap, and someone said to me, say, girl, you know, long me want go Santee Alley, you know, long me want go LA go shop. And I'm like, really? Let's do it. And within 2 weeks, me and my friend, we booked a flight. So someone had told me once that if you sign up for Spirit, Free Spirit or something like that, you could pretty much get flights for really cheap, right? And that's what I did. I signed up for it. It was $50 for the year, and I signed up for it, and you get, like, maybe if the flight is $200, you might get it for $150 or $180. And yeah, that was a little bit of a plus for me. So both of us booked the flight. We were on Spirit, and because Spirit charges for everything, we only brought our little bag with our clothes in it. And we booked an Airbnb, and the Airbnb was about like $300 for both of us. So we divided that by 2. The plane fare was about, it was 2 of us. I think we paid little around $600 for the both of us to fly. So the trip was fairly, I'd want to say, cheap, reasonable. All right. So when we arrived in LA, this was our plan. Our plan was use Uber and Lyft for drive, because we don't know anyone in LA. Instead of buying food on the road, we would buy our own food, cook it and eat it. So the first night we bought chicken leg, rice, hot dog, bread and eggs. And you know, the things where we cook the food, so like a seasoning, like a oil, like a butter, like a something. You know, if you nice up your food. Believe me, the food may still run, because we're so used to our Jamaican seasonings and what can be done with them. It did nice, but you could have tell saying a fruit kind of flavor. So we brown stew chicken leg and cook white rice, and we eat that for 3 nights. We did sandwiches in the mornings. Sometimes we not even eat the sandwich, and sometimes we don't eat for the whole day. We went the Monday, the Tuesday, we'll go to Walmart, go buy we like a bag them, for one like a pull bag, for put we clothes them in every day when we buy them. And my friend bought jewelry and I bought clothes. So we walk for the whole, listen, I think every day we walked like 5 miles or more. Just walk the place because we didn't know where to go, so we just walked for find places and whatever. We even walked down to Santee and we didn't even find anything the thing is, I, like a lot of people, I'm kind of sort of impulsive. Not so impulsive anymore, but I was impulsive and I didn't plan exactly. Well, I kind of sort of planned, but I didn't do as much research because had I done research, I realized that stuff are sold in 3s and 6s, 12s and 24s, so you can buy 1 pack, 2 pack, 3 packs, or you have some stores that will allow you to buy 3. I didn't really know that. I didn't know that part of the business, so I wish I knew that. So there was some place that was willing to sell me stuff for 3, 3 and 3. So 1x, 2x, 3x, I'll get 3 in this style, 3 in that style, so on and so forth. Some of them had minimum spend, so you couldn't spend no less than $150 with them. And let me tell you, $150 worth of inventory, a whole heap of inventory, if you're smart and if you know what you're buying. I, at that time, did not know what I was buying, and I had a false expectation, or I had a wrong expectation of going to the fashion district, and because of that, I didn't quite get what I wanted out of it. And then, you know, they say, if first water had catching walla, I did exactly that. I spent over $500 US, $490 to be exact, in just one store. And I can tell you the honest truth, that store was not the store that gave me my best set of clothing. So because of that, and that was like on I think the first day, so for the rest of the day I had to be skimming funds and probably go over here to go take a little out of my personal bank account and go over here to go take a out of my personal bank account. I'm all over the place with this store because I should have told you how much I had budgeted to spend down there. I brought $1,200 US and I wanted to get a lot of inventory. So when I started to find a lot of the nice stylish plus size places, I didn't have the kind of money that I wanted to shop there. Additionally, again, expectations versus reality. I bought a lot of stuff that was like for $13, $15. I bought one item that was $19. Now, when you mark that up plus adding back all the expenses into that $15, that item can quickly go up to $5,000, $6,000. And when the item doesn't match the price that you're selling it for as a new boutique, that shit was... Sorry, pardon my English. You can say shit on YouTube, right? Think so. Anyway, it never make no sense because I was like, if this a boutique can sell it for $5,000, that they want to sell it for $6,000, I mean, I must can sell it for $5,000 today. I must buy it. No, you know, it don't go so. That's that wasn't the case at all. So I was stuck with a lot of those items as well when I came back. I had to like sell them for little and nothing. I mean, that's a little and nothing. $2,500, $3,000, and I cried. I cried real eye water. But anyway, I'm all over the place with this story. I hope you're following along and I hope you're getting something from it. So after I did we went around and we did all the shopping we need to. Now we need to pack. So we had bought traveling bags from Walmart. We didn't buy suitcases, we bought traveling bags with wheels because that would give us enough space and less weight. So we have more space to pack the items and less of the suitcase weight. So we packed our items. We were all of our bags were overweight, but we had planned on the overweight. So we got up the Saturday morning and we packed and we packed. I can't pack for save my life, but my friend could. So she packed for me and she put stuff, lasted them up and everything. And I went downstairs and I fried the last set of chicken that we had because again, we're conserving. We're new boutique owners. We don't know much about nothing and we have to save all of the money we could have saved. So we knew we had long flights and long layovers. So we decided that we were gonna fry our rest of chicken and bring it with us. And that we did. I went downstairs and I fried about 10 drumsticks and we ate some of it, whatever franks and oil and whatever we had left, and eggs. The lady that was cleaning up the Airbnb, we gave it to her to keep because we can't bring eggs on the plane, we can't bring franks on the plane, we can't bring oil on the plane, and all of that would have like heavy up our suitcases and stuff. So we decided to just give it to the lady, and she was very thankful for it. Anyway, after we left, we called our Uber, got our Uber. Only if we find out we chose rideshare. Shit, we shouldn't have done that. So we chose rideshare, and when we shared the ride, there was somebody going back downtown LA. Shit. Can you get the shit? Anyways, she was going downtown LA, so the man had to bring her downtown LA and then bring us to LAX. Needless to say, we missed our flight. No, if it were any other airline, once you were at the airline 2 hours after you missed the flight, they would put you on the next plane. Not Spirit. No. You had to pay $99 to rebook for each person. Yo, I bought some ball right there, so in front of the agent. I said, there's nothing you can do. The man said no. After we rebooked the flight, we had to stay in a little dingy hotel situation to catch our flight the next day, and we did. And that was alright. So after we rebooked the flight and we got a hotel to stay for the night, one little dingy hotel, I was in a white socks, and let me tell you something, the socks black, me have it dashy when me done how black the socks were. Not to mention, there were so many things that led up to us missing that flight, because we got less sleep because they stole our bags in Ross. When we got home, we couldn't pack our suitcases because it took all our time that we went to buy our little personal knickknacks. I have kids, so I went to get stuff for my kids. My friend has a spouse, so she went to get things for her spouse. So by the time we were done and everything, we were too tired because we'd have to argue with Ross for something. We at least get even a discount for buy back the stuff for the lady. Me said the lady push out with trolley. We watch her up on the camera, push out with trolley, take out with bag and gone her yard. Me say thief. Anyway, we got onto our flight. My friend had us stay with her stepmother in Baltimore, and the airport was just like right there. It was the hotel, the bed at the Airbnb was fine, but that bed was really nice, and we slept and we did whatever we needed to do. Got back to Jamaica. 2 big old bag. I didn't know much about traveling, so I went into the line for something to declare. Don't move. Don't move. Because I had to pay 32,500 Jamaican dollars. Yes, I remember it. 32,572 Jamaican dollars to come through with my 2 bags. Because I spoke to one of my friends in Catamount, she said just going to the line or whatever. Me never know. So, poor advice. Don't do that. If you ever come back from foreign with things to sell, go into the line with nothing to declare. So I went into the line with something to declare. I had to tell them that the stuff that I bought them for $1 and $2. Because she looked on them and she said, but why would you have 3 of the same items? So she says, it's for resale. And I said, Miss, yes. Fool. So I said yes. And she pretty much said that there's nothing that they can do. So she called her superior, and her superior said, alright, fine, we will give you a discount. And she said I'd have to pay $250 US, and $250 US was again $32,572 at the time. Now imagine me did tell her, say stuff them in my bag come up to over $2,000. I remember me telling me some dip in my personal funds to buy some of the stuff. Them say they come up to about $2,000. At $500, I'm telling her. So imagine say they give me a 100% duties me have to pay upon my goods. So that wasn't a great idea. Got back to Jamaica. Me in there, my ball, me tell them something I wanted him to take it, and she tell me, so, alright then we'll hold it in our whatever place for 14 days, and then we go move it over to storage. So decide what you want to do. Didn't just say me paid it no money, and me take the suitcase and me come out, and me come home and me ball some more. But I'm just telling you how I got to where I got to. This is really me telling you about the mistakes or the mishaps I had in start. So I said all of that to say make wise decisions, and I hope my video will help you to kind of make better decisions as it concerns starting your business, as well as I'll be coming up with more videos so that you may learn from my mistakes, as well as I'll educate you on how I got better and how I got to where I am today. I'm nowhere where I really want to be, but I am far away from where I was before. So stick around, make sure you watch all my uploads. I'll be sharing a lot of gems as it concerns actually starting a business in Jamaica, where to find vendors, the different wholesale websites, B2Bs, that's a business to business, so wholesale to retailers, where to find those, and some of my top vendors that I would shop from now versus back then. So thank you so much for sticking around to the end. This is my first video. I'm a little bit pumped if you can't tell. Thank you for sticking around. Remember to like, share, comment, share with a friend, share with someone who you know wants to become an entrepreneur, and just share the video with them so that they can learn from my thing. Oh, and remember to subscribe. I hope I get this done by maybe my third video. Thank you, and bye-bye.